So today we continue with our class Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and the big topic is the same: believe in Rechilus, believe in constructive information. Unlike listening to Rechilus, which is justified when information is pertinent, believing in Rechilus is not permissible regardless of one's purpose. Even if one must inquire about a person with whom he is considering entering into relationship, he may not believe as a fact any negative information that has been told about that person. Never when mind develop feelings of hatred toward a person on a basis of information heard about him, even though the information was obtained in permissible manner. So it's very interesting. So what is the constructive purpose? So you're trying to, let's say we're trying to find a shidduch, right? A match for our child, right? So we're allowed to ask about the other side some questions, and and if they tell us, let's say we have a daughter, they have a son, so something like negative information about that son, I mean, even though we were allowed to listen to what they say, we're not allowed to believe what they say. We have to do our own investigation. So that's very interesting. I mean, two separate things. Even though you're allowed to listen, so it gives you some ideas where to look. Check with other people, maybe true, maybe not, but to take it as a fact just because somebody told you, never allowed. Okay, stop here. So we are on CF number 45, which we started last time, and the topic is the laws of Zimun. Okay. The laws of Zimun, blessing. Okay, so we said Zimun, it's a special prayer for Bircas before Bircas Hamazon, when there are three adult males ate together. Okay, so adult meaning over 13 years old. So halacha number 2, the cup of wine should be poured first, and afterwards they should wash their hands in fulfillment of the mitzvah of misappropriates, final waters. Okay, so we learned about final waters last time. No, not last time. Some time ago. And last time we were talking about the cup, right? About the cup of wine, and we said actually if there is no cup of wine available, you can substitute by other beverages, but let's concentrate on a cup of wine for now, right? Because it's the most preferable. So there are a few commentaries. So let's see. The cup of wine should be poured first. Commentary, literally diluted. In early times, the wine was produced in concentrated form and was diluted prior to consumption. So it was very strong, so we had to add some extra water. Okay, no problem. So before we start the Birkas Hamazon and this formula of Zimun before Birkas Hamazon, we have to prepare wine. Okay, pour, dilute it. Well, whatever we do, it must be ready. And afterwards, they should wash their hands in fulfillment of the misappropriates. So as we said, they wash only fingers. It's not like with hands, but only fingers. Misappropriates, final waters, commentary. 44. Yeah, it's last in the last Sefer. There should be no interruption between washing misappropriates and Birkas Hamazon. Okay. So yeah. So as soon so we got together, we have a cup of wine ready. So technically, basically we ready to start Birkas Hamazon. So okay, we wash and we start. Okay, halacha number 3. Regarding the wine from which one drank, all wine remaining in the vessel from which one he drank is rendered as pagum, blemished, and is disqualified for the blessing of Birkas Hamazon until its status remedied. This is accomplished by adding small amount of wine into the cup or small amount of water in that is not pogum itself. However, since it's necessary to fill the cup for the sake of the blessed Birkas Hamazon, therefore the cup of wine is pogum, if the wine is pogum, and one is remedying it. It is necessary also to pour a pogum wine into the bottle, and then pour wine from bottle back into the cup, so that the cup will have filled with for the sake of the blessing. Okay, so it's like sounds very difficult, but actually it's not so difficult. And we learned this concept of a pogum wine is actually in our Shabbos laws class. So I'm going to remind you what we said there. So we said if somebody already drank from this cup, so this wine is whatever is remaining in the cup, it's like it has the status of pogum blemished. So you're not it's not respectable to do another ritual over the same wine. For example, we have a Kiddush, right? So I did Kiddush in my house. I have, well, let's say only my family. And I drank from the cup. So and I can send this cup to my wife, to kids, to everybody, to my family, and they can drink from the cup. There is no problem. Let's say I have bigger cup. It's enough for everybody to take a sip. There is no problem, right? But the second person, let's say we have another family, and the second person, the head of the family, wants to do a Kiddush for his family. So this wine that is left, since I drank it, not whoever the person drank from this cup, it's like already blemished wine. So he has to fix, remedy the wine. So the way to remedy the wine is to pour everything into the bottle, and from the bottle add to the cup, right? So it's like a new wine, it's remedied. Or some say it's also possible. We're going to see the commentary, but it's also possible just to add whatever is missing from the bottle into the cup, which is with a pogum wine, blemished wine, and then this way you fix the wine, and now it's good, and you can do another ritual, right? Which is here the way I understand what Shulchan Aruch explained is that a person was drinking wine during his meal, and let's say it's leftover some. Let's say he didn't finish, and he has half a cup leftover, right? And or even full cup. I don't know, three quarters of the cup. Let's put it, okay, 3/4 of the cup, and he wants to make Birkas Hamazon over it. So we say it is a pogum wine. There is a problem. You have to fix it. Okay. So okay, that's what we said in our Shabbos class. But let's read from the beginning and with commentary and see if we missed anything. So it says regarding wine from which one drank. All the wine remaining in the vessel from which one drank is rendered as pogum wine. Okay, so let's see the commentary. So we say pogum meaning blemished wine. Okay, commentary. The wine is disqualified if one drank even a small amount directly from the container, right? Mishnah Brura. So even small amount, like in my example that I gave, like it's more practical example. So you do Kiddush. Right, so you drink more than little, but here the halacha is very strict. He just sip a little, taste it, that's it. The wine is not good. However, when one pours some wine into the cup or into the hand, or if one pours some wine into the cup or into his hand, or even if he dipped his finger in the bottle and tasted it, the remainder is not rendered pogum. It's very interesting. So, okay, so just so however, if one poured some wine into a cup, so he poured from this cup, okay, so we have original cup, and he poured from this cup into another cup, so the remaining cup is no problem, or into his hand, again, no problem, or even if he dip his finger in a bottle to taste it. So it's all no problem, right? It's all no problem, and he can make a Kiddush or do Birkas over it. So the problem, I guess, if somebody drank directly from the bottle. So if a person drank directly from the bottle, so meaning the whole bottle is now blemished, pogum. That's the problem. Never drink from the bottle. Continue. Actually, it's a very long sentence, so let's start from the beginning. Regarding wine from which one drank, all of the wine remaining in the vessel from which one drank is rendered pogum blemished. That's it. So we explained that, and is disqualified for a blessing of Birkas Hamazon. So that's a very, very strong ruling. So you cannot say blessing over it until its status remedied. So this one is not good if you drank for it or bottle or whatever, right? Until you do something. Okay, so what is something? Commentary number 10. Rambam Hilchas Shabbos 29:16 writes that the reason for this disqualification is that remaining wine is viewed as being mere leftover. That's a brilliant explanation. See also Maharam Chalacha to Pesachim 105b. Okay, Magid Abraham. Okay, so it's very interesting. So you have this full cup. I don't know how many ounces. Let's say I don't know, even 7 ounces, right? Big cup, 10 ounces, or a huge cup, right? And you sip only like a few drops. It's the rest of the wine is considered to be leftover. So, and it's not, of course, as we learned before, it's not proper to do mitzvah with with leftovers, like with inferior quality things. This one is disqualified from any mitzvah use, such as Kiddush and Havdalah. Okay, we're going to learn, but same rule applies to, since it's like official ceremonies, Kiddush, Havdalah, and Birkas Hamazon, so this wine is not good, as well as Birkas Hamazon. However, it is certainly fit for a regular consumption, and one recite Borei Pricha and blessing over it. Right? So I mean, for normal drinking, there is no problem. So you can, I can drink again, pass to my wife to drink. There is no problem whatsoever. So one more time, if the problem only when we're trying to do a new ritual. So if I say Kiddush and pass this this cup around the table, there is no problem whatsoever. So this wine is not pogum because it's because it's from the same ritual that we just finished. Okay, that's a big difference. But if somebody else wants to do the same wine, that's the problem. Continue. Okay, so until its status remedied. So how do we remedy? According to Shulchan Aruch 182:7, if one has no alternative, he may recite Birkas Hamazon over the cup of wine that is pogum. So Mishnah Berurah explained that the requirement to use non-pogum wine is only an ideal situation, lachatchila. Okay, so Shulchan Aruch said, okay, if you don't have another wine, okay, you can, I mean, that's all wine you have, basically. So you're allowed to use such a wine. So lachatchila meaning like, that's a preferable practice, right? That's what you should do, lachatchila, right? To begin with. Right, I think that's a better explanation for the word lachatchila. But if he did not do it or did not have any other wine, so okay, after the fact there is no problem. So I would say, I think that the easier solution, if that's all you have, just pour the whole wine from your cup to another cup, probably smaller cup, so it would like full cup. Another, so it's like better than a drink from this cup, from existing one. Hence, it is better to use pagum wine and then nothing at all. So in this case, usually it would be forbidden, but in this case, okay, that's it's kosher wine, and since it's a beautification of the mitzvah when you do over the cup of wine. As we said, it's not obligation. It's not. It's preferable to do it over the cup of wine. So we were allowed to do even over this pagum wine. Continue. Furthermore, one can improve the halachic status of the wine slightly by pouring into the smaller cup. Okay, so as I said, it's not exactly going to fix the issue, but it says slightly. It's very interesting. Here's the word slightly. But pouring into the smaller cup that will completely filled by the wine, as long as the cup contains revi'is. Right, so what is revi'is? So here the minimum of revi'is is 2.9 fluid ounces, and the most stricter opinion is 5.1. So it's from 86.4 to 150 grams. 86.4, it's the minimum record, the most lenient opinion for revi'is. Okay, so that's if you don't have any other wine, so it's better to take a smaller cup and make sure that and pour whatever you left over from your original cup, and make it seem like at least full. Continue. This is accomplished by adding a small amount of wine into the cup or a small amount of water that is not pagum itself. So first solution, as we said, so you can add from the bottle some extra wine into your cup, and there is no problem. So it is it's not according to all of the opinions. That's what I said before, but according to this opinion, there is no problem. Commentary. So meaning to add some fresh wine from the bottle or even water. They say why water? Because we said before, you can dilute wine. Of course, in the biblical times, as we said earlier today, it was the wine was not diluted; it was very strong, very concentrated. I'm trying to remember what they say in the Talmud for dilution. Like I think it's one. I don't know. Like even 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. So only one part wine and 5 parts of water, I think. Like crazy amount, like ratio. It was very strong, right? So today you cannot add that much to the wine because most of the wine contain mostly water, but some water you can add. So if you don't have wine, so there is a good solution to add water, right? But water cannot be pogum itself. Meaning pogum, meaning nobody drank from this water. Number 12. Other non-pogum beverage may also be used. When using water or any other beverage, to remedy pogum status of wine, one must take care that the taste of the wine is not ruined by addition. Mishnah Program 182:30. I think that's amazing addition. So okay, maybe I want to add some orange juice, right? So they say any beverage. Yeah, but now I added a little orange juice, and let's say it's it has very strong taste. So now I spoiled the taste of wine. I don't feel it as much. So that's the issue. That's why I guess it's better to use water, regular water, and so you would preserve the taste of wine. However, since it is necessary to fill the cup for the sake of the blessing of Bircas Hamazon, therefore, if cup of wine is pogum, and one is remedying it, it is necessary also to pour the pogum wine into the bottle, and then pour the wine from the bottle back into the cup. So before we continue. in a CF number 2, we said that we have to pour a cup first, right? Before you start Birkas Hamazon, before with Zimun, so you have to pour the cup. Okay, they say, okay, pour the cup, it's very good, but it does not look like that I'm pouring the cup if I just add some water or just extra wine from the bottle. So they say the best way, so that's what we actually explained before. The best way to pour all of the wine, whatever you have in the cup, back into the bottle, and then, okay, your cup is empty, so then you fill the cup from the bottle, and in honor of Birkas Hamazon. That's would be according to all of the opinion. That's what you do. You pour in a new cup, and it was fixed. So you pour back to the bottle, back to the cup, and it's fixed according to all of the opinions. So that the cup, so you do that, so that the cup will have filled for the sake of the blessing, exactly as we said. Commentary: He's thus fulfilled the cup full. He's thus filling cup entirely for the sake of the blessing. It's not you add a little for the sake of the blessing, the whole cup for the sake of the blessing. See Mishnah Brura 182:27 in Shar Hatziyun, paragraph 24, for another reason for doing this. Okay. See Shulchan Aruch. Okay. See Shulchan Aruch Harav. Yeah, it's Lubavitcher. Okay. So I mean, as I said before, that's the most preferred method, even for Kiddush and for other rituals. You have wine from which you drank, let's say during the meal, and you don't have any other wine, let's say, right? So, or you have only little left, and you want to use this wine for the blessing after Birkas Hamazon. So pour this wine into the bottle and pour the rest of the wine, all of the wine together into another cup, or even into this cup. No problem. Okay, that's how we remedy wine. Any questions on what we said? Remedy wine.
It's simple, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have any wine. Can you substitute for like grape juice or?
Yeah. Grape juice has exactly status of wine. There is no problem, no difference whatsoever. You understand? So grape juice and wine. So
Yes.
I mean, of course, it says. I would say just say for example, on a Passover, on Pesach, right? It says it's preferable to use red wine than over the white wine, and of course over the grape juice. But if a person cannot drink wine for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, so they can drink the grape juice. I have my mother is coming over. She's not going to drink wine. That's she's a Baruch HaShem elderly person. That's too much. So she drinks grape juice. That's it. I mean, we pour a little wine into this grape juice, but maybe I don't know, maybe 10%. But she drinks grape juice. You understand? So for sure there is no problem with the grape juice. Okay, go ahead. Any other questions? So, and one more time, I want to remind, it's only when you want to do like another new ritual. If you want to just drink and share with the other people, hopefully with the family only, because it's not right to drink from somebody else's cup. The Talmud is very, like I said, very, very openly about it. If you want to die, yeah. So if you want to die, drink from your friend's cup, and that's how you're going to die. And it was before Corona. It was before all of the microscopes. Before the world knew about germs. Talmud says, if you want to die, drink from your friend's cup. That's it, and you're going to die, guaranteed. Go ahead.
So would it be better to get a set that has one of those sets that has like 5-6 cups on it?
Say it again. What do you mean?
Would it be better to get one of those sets that has like 5-6 cups?
Oh yeah.
Everybody
We have this. I think kids loved it. Kids love it. I mean, and everybody like it would be. So I mean, it looks very kosher, very very respectable. I think yeah. Sometimes we're doing it. sometimes you don't. I don't know why. I mean, you have to watch this thing. So it's called, for those who do not know, it's called a fountain. I don't know, right? So there is like a tray, and on a tray you have, he said we have 8 cups, like smaller cups, silver cups, and you you put it all around in a tray, in a designated place, and then you pour from the top, and from the top the wine goes to all of these cups evenly, right? It's unbelievable. So I would say if you have a bigger family, so instead of everybody like waiting until somebody else drinks before them, I think it would be more preferable, especially sometimes kids, I don't want to drink after her, I don't want to drink after him, and sometimes some of them like have some cold a little, so it's not it's better, or some like it's better to do it like that. Yes, for sure. So very like if somebody have a bigger family or have constant guests, so I would recommend this fountain for sure, and it does not cost much. I don't know how much it costs today. We bought it many years ago, but it didn't cost much. Okay, go ahead.
And this is you're saying we only do this when there's 3 men.
Yes.
At
Yes.
At the table, correct?
Yes.
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 Okay. If there's none, then we don't do it at all.
Yes. If it's only 2, we don't do it at all. And plus, they had to eat together. Right? They had to eat together, or it's possible we're going to learn if only 2 ate together and third one came, so we can make him eat a little misoinus and ask him to join, so he would respond a little differently. But in like straightforward scenario, 3 men ate together. Period. So men meaning over 13 years old. That's already men. Okay. Any other questions on what we said? Okay, no problem. So if you have Siddur somewhere next to you, so it would be very useful. We're going to refer to Siddur also. Okay, so continue. So the first step is so we prepare the cup. So we discussed what kind of wine we can use for this procedure. Okay. So I guess with Kiddush it's a little easier, right? Because it's a first step of your meal. So most likely it's a new wine. It's not like somebody already drank from it today. Okay. But for that's why I guess he included this pagum wine in Bircas Hamazon, because it's after the meal and you have leftover wine and you want to reuse it. That's very logical. Okay. So continue. The cup over which the blessing is recited. So it's Sif number 4. So it's 45:4. The cup over which the blessing is recited must be complete. Even if just the lower base is broken, the cup is disqualified and cannot be used for this purpose. Even if there is a minute nick on the rim of the vessel, or if the cup is cracked, it is disqualified. So we're going to go back and see with the commenter. So basically, this is not a special cup. It's preferable not to use a plastic cup. So you buy a silver cup or a silver plated cup, right? Silver cups cost, of course, much more money, but it's like a lifetime investment. You buy only once. I mean, they don't go bad. You just have to clean them from time to time, and that's it. Or you buy a silver plated cup. It's like 6 times cheaper, and some of them use also beautiful designs. So whatever you want, or just buy metal cup, but also they also very nice. So so one more time, it must be complete. So meaning without all of the cracks, especially in olden days, like when everything was expensive, and everything was a handmade. It was like impossible to get anything, and like people would pass this silver cup from generation to generation to generation because it was so precious. Okay, but today it's it's like usually things don't cost that much unless you like buy something very, very special, right? Very like a special design, and you have a gold plated inside. Okay, so it's not much money. I mean, plus, as we said, one-time investment. So one more time, the cup over which the blessing is recited must be complete, so without cracks. Even if the just lower button is broken. So lower base is, I guess that the base is like there are two types of cups, right? One is with a leg, and one is without leg. So me personally, I prefer without leg, but some people prefer only with leg, so they can hold like between the fingers. I like to hold under the base. Whatever you do, it's personal preference, right? So even this base, it's like it does not touch wine. It has nothing to do with the wine at all. I mean, even if it's the base cracked, it's ours bended, for example. It fell a few times, right? It's bended, but it still stand. But let's say it's cracked. It does not look good, but it's still functional. So we say it is disqualified. Right? It cannot be used for the purpose. Even if there is a minimal nick in a rim. So in a rim, of course, if it's a metal, it's like, I don't know what you have to do. You have to like hit with something. But if it is not metal, so it could be made like, what is it, of China. Right? There is a China cups also. Right? So I guess it could be like missing a piece from a rim. Right, also a problem. Commentary. Mishnah Brura 183:11. There are those who, in fact, consider a cup that even has even a nick on its rim that would catch a fingernail. Passing over is not being whole. However, Pri Magadim, so the half-sided Shar Hatzion refers to this opinion as stringency. So this stringency. So if you with your nail, right? With your nail, I guess with the finger you're not going to feel it, but nail is more sensitive. If you check your rim and you feel like you bumped into something. So according to the stricter opinion, so as Mishnah Berurah says, some say so it's even if you like tiny imperfection on the rim is on top of the cup. So it's already disqualified. So of course, I mean, you have to keep this cup separately, and you use it only for a special occasion. For example, on Shabbos, on Yom Tov, if for Havdalah, for this Zimun, and that's it. So I mean, protect this cup. All other cups can be cracked. There is no problem. Like right. There is no problem. So somebody asked me if they had a plate and the piece was missing. Right? I don't know what happened. Like something fell and knife fell or whatever. So they say they asked me if they can eat from this plate. I said, well, what is the problem? So in a place where they came from originally, so they say if they have like all of this imperfection in China, so that's a bad luck. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose everything. So I said it's not a Jewish way, whatever, there is no problem. The only problem, explain exactly as it says here. So only for a cup, it is matter, but for other dishes, there is no problem whatsoever. Okay. Continue. So actually, one more time from the beginning. Even if there is a minute nick on the rim of the vessel, the cup the cup is cracked. So it could be cracked from the outside, let's say, right? Or there is a crack, but it still holds the liquid. Also possible, right? Not through and through crack. Okay, it is disqualified. Okay, 16 commentary. Even if no piece is actually missing, okay, here we go, from the cup itself, and its contents do not leak from the crack, it should still not be used initially. So initially, of course, we're going to see the leniency like after the fact. Okay, of course, I mean. Okay, so we would allow. So see Mishnah Brura 183.11. Mishnah Brura number 10 writes that if one has no other cup, he may use the cup with one of the defect mentioned in the sieve. So, okay, I mean, as we said, so like after the fact, if it's the only cup that you have, you can use it. However, if there is a hole toward the bottom of the cup, so that it cannot contain revi'is, it may not be used. Okay, so let's two things that we should learn from this commentary. First thing that we learn, even if it is crack on a base, even if it's a problem with the rim, even if it's a crack but it still holds liquid, there is no problem. Okay, so after the fact you can use it, but what you cannot use it. So if there is a crack closer to the bottom, not a crack, like a hole closer to the bottom, and technically, right? So if you hold your finger on a side and you pour this wine, so you can still hold your finger and drink. There is no problem. So you drink. There is a one drop of wine on your finger, no problem. So, but Mishnah Brura say, yeah, that's the only issue, because the cup must contain, right? So one revis. Even the most lenient opinion, this 2.9 ounces, this 86.4 grams. That's the minimum, right? So it must contain. Meaning what? So if you have a hole, like after the fact, you have a hole, a crack on top, right? And even if you pour the wine up to the hole, it's going to still hold this one revis. There is no problem after the fact. But if it's closer to the bottom, that if you take your finger away and it's going to spill, and the remainder of the cup is not going to be revis, so it's not valid. So that's the thing. Okay, so it was 16. Continue. The inside of the cup requires washing. And the inside of the cup is required washing, and the outside rinsing. Therefore, it is used before it is used for blessing. So it's actually, I'm not sure if then I'm going to explain. So it's actually Kabbalistically, right? When we said, even if it's a completely clean cup, you put it in your cabinet, right? Kitchen cabinet. You have what is it? What else? Special curio where you keep your possessions, right? Where you display whatever you keep this Kiddush cup. So it's clean. It's from last Shabbos. Nobody drank it, so they say no problem. We believe you, but anyway, you should wash it, or at least rinse it inside and outside, right? Why? Because that's Kabbalistically. But here we say most likely that people drank from this cup before, right? So he said the inside of the cup requires washing, so for sure, because it was something inside, and outside is rinsing, right? Because nobody drank from outside before it is used as a cup of blessing. So this is another step to show how important the mitzvah is. Alternatively, one may wipe it thoroughly so that it will be clean. Commentary: if the cup is completely clean and sparkling, one need not wash it. Mishnah Brura. Okay, but as you said, Kabbalistically, our sages recommend. Again, we're not Kabbalists here, you're not obligated, but it is preferable since it does not cost you much, like just rinse it, like freshen up. Okay. But, okay, so they say, if you cannot wash it, like for example, I don't know, somebody cannot wet their hands, they have a skin issue, right? So in this case, we would allow the person just wipe it clean, no problem. Continue. One may pour the wine from the bottle into the cup for the purpose of the blessing Birkas Hamazon. Commentary. There is the cup should be filled close to the time of the blessing and not well in advance. See Mishnah Brura 183.8. So that's a very interesting addition, right? So all of the mitzvahs, when we do mitzvah, like whatever we do, we have to have intention. So whatever action you do, it should be for the sake of that mitzvah. Okay, for the sake of that mitzvah. So as we discussed, cutting of the nails, right? So even with such a simple thing as cutting of the nails, so you say that I am cutting this my nails Lakova Shabbos, in honor of Shabbos. So I'm rinsing this cup before pouring wine, right? In honor of the Birkas Hamazon. So that's very simple things, but they mean a lot. So now you have a intention that this cup is going to be filled specifically for the mitzvah of Birkas Hamazon, and plus we said do it as close as possible. So it is connected to the mitzvah. Same as we said yesterday about cutting the nails. So if you cut your nails on Wednesday and say like our Shabbos, okay, you can say, but if you do it as we said, the most preferable way is if possible on a Friday afternoon. That's for sure. You're sure that I do it as close to the Shabbos as possible. So for sure it's like evident that you do it for the mitzvah itself. Okay. And next thing, Shulchan Aruch said, it should be filled to the top. Okay, so what does it fill to the top means? Commentary. Mishnah Brura 183.9 comments that although this is ideal, it is not mandatory. If one does not fill the cup all the way to the top in order to avoid spillage, it may be still considered full. Okay, so some people, they like, I don't know if you saw it or not, they like to overflow, right? So they pour, and so it's like flowing, and then he takes into his hand, and it's the whole hand is over with wine, and it's his white shirt, always also a little red now because it ate a little, drank a little wine also. So and it's all over the place. So it's I mean, and the explanation is for bracha. So let this wine flow in abundance. So it's maybe you say it's for bracha, but for some people it's very disgusting, like you're a pig. You don't know how to use the food. Understand? So it's like waste of the food. So Mishnah Brura said, okay, you don't want to spill this wine over yourself or everybody else and your tablecloth. There is no problem, right? So what should you do? Just fill like normal to the top, not to the brim, a little less. So it would be full, considerable full halachically, but you don't have to like make a bath from this wine. Okay, continue. So it's very important for like how other people view us. But for example, somebody never observed Shabbos. They come the first time in this for Friday night, and they see this head of the house, and the wine is all over the place. And some people, let's say some like their hands are more steady, but some people like maybe they overate this or that. Maybe he's hungry, and hand is shaking a little. And if hand is shaking a little, and you have like still like quarter-inch to the rim, there is no problem. But if you if it spills every time your hand is shaking a little, maybe your voice going up and down, so that looks disgusting to say the least. So people ask me why I heard many, why religious people so sloppy, so this or that. So I mean there is no need to be sloppy or all other words as we explained. Continue. The one who leading this Zimun blessing should take cup in his both hands. to demonstrate the love of the mitzvah and of reciting Birkas Hamazon, of the cup of wine, such that he desires to receive it with all his strength. So it says about this mitzvah Birkas Hamazon, and also about Kiddush. When we do Kiddush, we lift the cup with two hands and then leave it in your right hand. If you lefty, you leave it in your left hand, right? But you show that I want all of my fingers, all of my body participate in this great mitzvah. So it shows the person's dedication. So of course, if you lift it with one hand, there is no problem. Like you still fulfill the mitzvah. But we're trying to do all of the small things that we show to ourselves, to HaShem, to everybody, that we love the mitzvah. So we grab the mitzvah with all 10 fingers. Okay. As an allusion to this practice is found in the scripture, as it is written in Tehillim 134 verse 2. Raise your hands in holiness and bless HaShem. Okay, nice commentary. The plural form of the word Yedehem, your hands, indicates that one should use both of his hands when blessing HaShem. There is when receiving the cup of wine. So I said it's only one nice thing to do and show, but here's a second proof to that from the holy David HaMelech himself. He said, raise this cup with raise these two hands in holiness. Okay. After grasping it with both hands, he should remove left hand and hold it with his right hand only, without assistance of the left hand, to avoid giving impression that holding the cup is a burden to him. So it's very interesting, right? So when you carry or hold something heavy, so your hand is tired, so you try to hold it with the second hand. That would be disrespect. And plus, I guess I'm just practically plus you have to read from the book, right? From the cedar or from the bench, or you have to turn the pages. How are you going to turn the pages if you hold in with both hands? Okay. He should look at the cup. So it's actually the same procedure is concerning Kiddush also, right? You leave it with two hands, then you remove one hand. Okay. Continue. He should look at the cup so that he does not become distracted from the blessing he recited. Okay. Okay, so before we continue, so when we say Kiddush, let's say Friday night Kiddush, right? It has 3 paragraphs. So when we say the first paragraph, Vaychalu, we look at the candles. Second paragraph is a blessing. So when you say blessing over the wine, you have to, when we say the name of HaShem, right? We lift the cup, and of course, but when you say the blessing over the wine, you have to look at the wine. So everybody have to look at the cup. So that's you have to tell people in advance, right? For people who do not know. So now, when I'm going to say the blessing over the wine, you have to look at the cup. No, not at the cup. I mean at the wine. So, but if they sit very far away from you, so okay, they don't see the wine maybe, but they still can see the cup. Continue. He should hold it 1 tefach above the table. So it's very interesting. It's very important to do. And same is actually with Kiddush also. So it's not like it is standing on a table. So tefach is a feast. So it says between 3.2 and 3.8 ounces. So it's 8 centimeters to 9.6 centimeters. Okay. Okay, so above the table. So you don't have to, since you we say Birkas Hamazon wine sitting, that's a little more difficult. When we say Kiddush, we do it while standing usually, right? Most of the people. Many people do it Kiddush while standing, then they sit to drink, right? So when you do Kiddush, it's simple, right, to do the tefach, but when you sit, right, it's a little more difficult, so you have to raise your hand, because Birkas Hamazon we do only when we sit. Okay, and commentary is from Mishnah Brura. This is done so that assembled should be able to see it clearly. Okay, so just a note about this edition. So I have Art Scroll edition. There are other editions of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, but they're not as good, not even close as good as this one. Why is that? Because you see, these editors were. It was a team of great rabbis, and they compile all of the editions of Mishnah Brura and Shulchan Aruch, of course, and Rav Moshe Feinstein, that's all. So it's like very up to date. So if you read without these commentaries, like many things are not so clear. Okay. Continue. An allusion to this practice, meaning to hold the tefach above the table, is found in scripture as it is written. 1:16:13. What is it? It's Tehillim 1:16 verse 13. I will raise the cup of salvation, exactly, and the name of HaShem I will invoke. So meaning raise the cup. A left-handed person should hold the cup with his right hand, which is a left hand for all other people. So if somebody is lefty, so many times, not always, but many times, he would do things with his left hand, which is his right hand. Right hand meaning his dominant, strong hand. That's what it means. But not all of the things. 24. A person who can use both of his hands, in the same manner, should hold cup in his right hand. So if you like some people like they can use left hand, right hand, they do not care, like, right? So use this right hand. According to Vilna Gaon, the entire procedure for receiving and holding the cup is not mandatory. However, it is a preferable way of beautifying the mitzvah. Okay, Mishnah Brura. So meaning, like, what does it mean that if person is sick or he's elderly, your grandfather, your like elderly father wants to do, I mean, of course he wants to, we have to give him an honor, this Zimun, so he can put it basically down. If his hands are shaking, there is no problem. So, but at least he has to touch the cup. Shlach, citing mystical sources, recommends that one holds the cup in the palm of his right hand, okay, with the fingers raised above the bottom of the cup. With the fingers above and bottom of the cup, okay. One should not wear gloves when holding the cup, Mishnah Brura. So it's easier to do it, like this. Whatever Shlach says is like fingers raising up, right? It would be easier to do when the cup does not have leg. I mean, it's not mandatory. You can buy, you can have whatever cup you want, but with cup without leg, it would be easier. So you hold for the bottom. You hold the bottom with all your fingers, and it's very secure, I guess. Continue. Before beginning Birkas Hamazon, one should remove from the table the empty dishes that are left over from the meal. Okay, so that's another thing. So why? Because we're going to bless HaShem, and now you have all of the fish bones, chicken bones, these bones and that bones, and some leftover, some does not look so good. I mean, okay, so it's not proper to bless HaShem and to recite this holy text when you have all of these leftover and dirty dishes on the table. Okay, so if you have just dishes with still food there is no problem. But the dirty dishes, empty dishes, it's better to take off, right? Because why you blessing for food, not for empty dishes, empty plates. Okay. Any questions on what we said?
Yes, Rob.
Go ahead.
Try to put it two questions into one. If this, let's say a scenario, you're getting ready to do Kiddush for Shabbos, and you get the Kiddush cup and you accidentally drop it. Now, one, are you allowed to put it back together? And two, are you allowed to use it? You don't have no other cup. You don't have any other. There's no time to go to the store or anything like that to get a new one. What would you do?
Okay. So that's very interesting question. So I guess there are a few scenarios to your to the issue that you described. So let's try to see if we can go through them. So first scenario, let's say if you drop the cup, right? So you finish Kiddush. You finish Kiddush. Okay, let's say simple scenario, simple. I mean, of course, you can drop it in the middle of the Kiddush, but let's say you finish Kiddush and then the cup fell out of your hand. So if there is a little wine left, so just drink this wine. If it's like pour like half of the cup poured, but you can still have in the bottle, that's pour more and drink. There is no problem. I guess that's the easiest scenario. But if I understand correctly, what you said, that there is no more wine, or you said maybe no cup. Let's say there is no more wine. So I had the last bit of wine poured into my cup. Whatever we forgot to buy it, there was no kosher wine. Whatever the reason is, and now like I said all of the Kiddush, right? And I about to drink, and it slipped out of my hand and pour like spilled all over. So in this case, okay, after the fact, this wine was not exactly obligatory, like after the fact, since like there is no other way. So you just continue with the Kiddush. There is no problem. So I would say if you have another beverage, like a respectable beverage, as we said, maybe orange juice at the table, so you can quickly say like pour into this cup and say another blessing over the orange juice and drink this beverage. So it would be considered, if you do it fast enough in less than a minute, so it would be like considered a part of the Kiddush. You understand? But that's it, yeah. So what other scenario possible? So if the cup broke, okay, well, what can you do? So if you have another cup, like even whatever, different cup, even broken or like even plastic cup, whatever you have, you just pour in more wine into that cup and drink from that cup. As we said, Mishnah Berurah is clear, it's only initial requirement. So it must be beautiful cup. You have to do it like, put it separately in your, I don't know, a curio or whatever you have, display. Don't let kids play with that. Kids like play with this stuff and they tend to drop them. And guess what? We have this cup that is bended a little. Okay. I mean, the bottom is bended. Okay. I mean, if you do not know, it looks normal to you. But when you put it on a saucer, it's like starts shaking a little because it's not even. Okay. That's what you meant, or you meant something else? Please tell me.
No, yeah, that's good. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Any topics? I think we can stop here. Go ahead. Any topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Does glass cup work, or must be a piece of jewelry?
No. It can be glass, but it should be like something respectable. That you don't use it. That you designate this cup. I'm going to use only for Kiddush or for Havdalah or for this stuff. Yeah. No problem. It does not have to be metal. It could be from ceramic. It could be like from glass. So glass also. I mean, I haven't seen like in Judaica store they would sell it from glass, but from ceramic. I mean, yeah. But there is no problem whatsoever. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
If you use this cup for drinking water in the middle of the week, that doesn't work anymore?
No, it works. We said it's preferable to set it aside. But if that's only cup you have, for example, you're somewhere away from home, you're in a hotel, and that's you took with you only one cup. That's it. You have only one cup. Okay, of course you're going to use this cup, right, for drinking water and juice and whatever you drink, and you make Kiddush or blessing before Bircas Hamazon this cup. There is no problem. But we say initially it's proper to have like a special mitzvah cup. And if you go to internet and you say Kiddush cup, just if you look at the pictures, you're going to get, I don't know how many pictures, 10,000 pictures, plus, 10,000 plus different designs of the Kiddush cup, different. They're so beautiful. So.
What if a fly fell on the cup?
Okay, so the fly, just so you know, right? The fly does not make the cup impure or the wine impure. You just take out the fly, and you can drink the wine. The only thing is a problem with boreh, with the sorting on Shabbos. So on Shabbos we cannot separate bad from good, right? Bad from good. So if you take only the fly, for example, you take it by the wing, right? Shake it a little and throw out. That's the problem. That's the problem. First, a fly is a muktzah, but it's beside the point. So you cannot do that. You cannot separate a bad from good. But what you do, you're allowed to separate bad with good, right? So bad. What is bad? Bad is a fly. Good is a wine. So you take with a spoon a little wine with a cup with a fly, and you can throw out. There is no problem. So these animals, these flies, do not make drink impure. Just so we know.
And also another question is, can you make Kiddush with pre-Geffen blessing over any other type of liquid?
That's a good question. So Geffen, it's mean grapes, right? Grape one. We say blesses HaShem for the fruit of the grape wine, right? That's what you say. So in order this to be true, it has to be wine, grape juice, or we call it raisin wine, right? So you can have raisins, right? These dry grapes, but they cannot be completely dry. And you pour water, I guess very hot water, boiling water. So we can like check the procedure, how long it's supposed to stand and how dry they should be, because Shulchan Aruch, if I remember correctly, it's very strict. It says that they have to be still moist. So still moist meaning what? When you squeeze them, you have to squeeze some liquid. So today, when you buy fresh raisins, I don't think you can squeeze any liquid from that, even if it's soft. When you eat it soft. So, but we can look into it. So if you do that, there's no problem. You can say respectable on that. Of course, if it's enough grapes, if you feel not grapes, raisins, you feel the taste of the wine, yeah. So you can say respectable, yes.
And what about if you don't have any type of drink for making Kiddush, can you skip the Shabbos Kiddush or any other Kiddush?
That's a very good question. So you can still do it over the challah, over the bread. So you can still do it over the bread or any other beverage. Not any other. We said beverage of the country, as we explained. So beverage of the country, some beverage that is respectable in that country, whatever is it. It could be coffee, it could be tea, it could be like, in some cases, I think, if I remember correctly, it's even milk. Even milk, in some cases, you can use as to make a kiddush. You understand? So
it is possible to make with tea and with coffee, and there we say bore pri.
No. What's up? The blessing changes, but geffen it's only for wine, as we said. So if it's coffee, let's say, so any other drinks beside the grape juice, so you say shechakol mihia b'dveroi, but by whose words everything came into existence, right? So you say appropriate blessing. You cannot say bore pri geffen. It's not true. Whatever you say, it's not true.
On water, shechakol.
Yeah, but water you cannot use. Water is not one of those like respectable drinks. It's not. Even if you have very expensive water, like from special mountains, so you cannot use. So only like drinks that you can invite your guest. For example, you have neighbor and say, stop by. I have a beautiful cup of coffee. I have this special tea. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's respectable. But usually people don't ask each other, come, I'm going to give you a cup of water or cup of milk. But like as a leniency, some sages say that we can do with the milk. But this only applies to Shabbos day. So on Friday night, it's proper to do it on bread. So, but if you don't have bread and you do it on cakes, right, on something. But if you don't have bread, you don't have wine, you don't have cakes. So in this case, you don't make a kiddush at all because there is no meal. So meal must be from bread or a mizoines, like something substantial. So even if you have like 10 pounds of meat, that is different kinds of meat and chicken or whatever fish, very, very expensive. So and you don't have this cheap bread, right? No, I mean, bread is much cheaper than meat. Let's say so. Still, you would not be allowed to make kiddush. So you just eat because there's nothing that we can do. You understand? So, but in the morning, since it is mitzvah of the kiddush is rabbinical for the morning, right? So I would suggest a more lenient, and they say you can do on any beverage.
So it is rabbinical at any time.
No. On Shabbos day it's rabbinical. On Friday nights it's biblical. That's why it's different.
Lastly, if we are skipping the Motzei Shabbos wine, must also be skipped the sentence that says, "I will rise the cup of salvation."
There is no such thing as raise a cup of salvation on Friday night kiddush.
I mean when Abdallah.
Okay, so say it again. What do you mean?
In Abdallah, I think I'm not mistaken with Birkat Hamasom, but Abdallah, I think it says, "I will rise the cup of salvation."
Okay, so and then what?
But if we are not raising the cup of salvation because there is no wine, we must say this sentence or not?
There is a cup of salvation. Okay, so let me quickly see.
I tried to open the Sidur app, but it doesn't show because it's not Abdullah.
Five. Just let me. I raise my cup. Let me see what is the English translation. One second. 5. It's 5.95, and after that, No, you're right. Yes. So translation is yes. I will. Yeah. And I will raise my cup of salvation, and I shall invoke the name of HaShem. So that's when we say this verse. You're right. We actually leave the cup, and then we savrim aranon v'rabanan v'rabaisai, right? And then we say blessing over the cup of wine. I guess you can still say it. That's the way I understand, but we don't just because it's part of the text. So for example, when it's from the Tehillim, right? So when you say this Tehillim, you don't have to say this Tehillim only with a cup of wine. You just it's just a standard text, so you can leave it as it is. But blessing over the wine, of course, if you don't have wine, you don't say. So if you have grape juice, you have apple juice, so you say shechakol nihiyeh b'dviroi, and that's it. Okay.
For me, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes, Rob. One more question. Yesterday, when you were talking about the like touching the dead people and stuff, and burying them at the beginning of the class.
Yes.
If you have a loved one, that passes, and you know you can't go to the services because they're held in a church or whatever. Are we still allowed to go to the graveyard site?
Yes. Yeah. There's no problem to go to the graveyard site. So let me explain. The issue was yesterday. I mean, the example that we discussed. I wanted to make it very clear. So we were talking about Kohen Gadol. So it's like high priest. They call it high priest. I mean, Kohen Gadol is the most important Kohen in the whole country. So he's the one in charge of all of the Kohanim. He's the only that does the services on Yom Kippur. So he must be holy, 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 holy. That's it, right? So and there are like other restrictions we put on him, like over the restriction of other Kohanim, right? Because he must be holy at any time to bring the offerings and do other things in a temple. And that's why we said that he's not allowed even to bury his mother, father, brother, children, chas v'shalom, right? Lola and Lolachem. His children die, he's not allowed to go to the cemetery to bury his children, right? Forget about touching them, right? Forget about all this. He's not allowed even to go to the cemetery, but it's actually for all of the, I'll take it back, it's for all of the Kohanim. They're not allowed to step in the cemetery because they need to preserve the purity, right? But if this Kohen Gadol, the most holy man, right, is going on a road and he sees that unattended body, right, corpse, he must bury it. So he must make himself impure because it's like a mace mitzvah, right? Because it's very important thing to do for anybody, right? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so for the mace mitzvah, and we say that today I don't remember who's this great rabbi said. So today any mitzvah that nobody wants to do, it's like a mace mitzvah. It's like a dead body. Nobody cares. So when you have this mace mitzvah, so everybody have to drop anything and run to do this mitzvah. There is nobody else to take care of this body. So we said the same with lashon hara, right? It's shmiras lashon, that people like take this like leniently. It's not a big deal for them. So it's like orphan mitzvah. So we have to run and to do this mitzvah. So into the church, we're not switching gears. So we're not to enter into the church under any circumstances because it's a place of idol worship, right? So you cannot work in there. So for example, you sell chips, right? Potato chips. So you're not allowed to go like into the church itself. Maybe you would allow to go on the side buildings, whatever they have a kitchen and stuff like that. So okay, yeah, you would be allowed, preferably not to, but Yes, that's the story. But to go in the cemetery, especially not Jewish cemetery, there is not a problem unless, there is no problem with the dead non-Jews. So they don't have such intense impurity as a Jewish body. So Jewish body has like intense impurity, meaning if you step on it, like when you go in the cemetery, sometimes you step over the grave. So what can you do? So you get this impurity. So impurity raises all the way to the top, to the seventh heaven. I don't know what heaven it stops, but very, very high. But for non-Jews, there is no such a thing. So not advisable. But if God forbid somebody from family passes, you're allowed, or somebody from your job, and you must attend. So you have no choice. Boss's mother passed away, so you're allowed to go. Of course, trying not to distance as well when they start the services, just go away because it's avodah zarah, it's idol worshiping. But otherwise, you can come to the cemetery. Yes, go ahead.
So, and then, I recently had this happen to me. My grandpa passed away, and I already knew I wasn't going to be able to attend the services. But at the same time, they asked me to be a pallbearer to, you know what that means, to take the body and stuff like that.
To carry the casket, or?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Are we allowed to participate in that, or just go to the gravesite and that's it?
It's better maybe to come a little later, maybe the only issue, as I said, if they have services during the burial, this idol worshiping services, but otherwise there is no problem whatsoever. You can carry the body. But we trying to avoid all of this. You see, people are very, very sensitive in this moment, right? When they bury somebody. This, as you say, grandfather has many kids, grandkids. Everybody love him, and then now you're going to say in everybody's face, no, I cannot hold his casket, and people are going to hate you. Guess what? They're going to remember that he wiped your butt, he took care of you, he bought you the bicycle, he did this to you, that to you, and now you with your Judaism, you this, you that, you're going to hear. So it happened not once and not twice and not 3 times. So we have to be careful and try to avoid all of these confrontations, because people would not understand your explanation. Guarantee. They're not going to explain. So try to, if you're going to tell them the truth. So try to avoid as much as possible. So when they start the services, say, where is the restroom? I need to go to the restroom. My boss is calling, my this is calling, wife is calling, kids are calling. Whatever, somebody's calling you and you need to go to the restroom. Whatever. So just not to be there during the services, but otherwise there is no problem. You can attend. And same actually, we have this on Thursday there is a Thanksgiving. So we should not participate in this non-religious holiday also. You understand? So we have to stay away. That's going in a way of non-Jews. So they say it's not religious, it's very religious, right? So, and even if it's not religious, let's say 100% not religious, like Independence Day. Let's say Independence Day, not religious, but non-Jews are not allowed to make new holidays. They're not allowed. So when they start making, they say this day is special, the 4th of July is special, Thanksgiving this Thursday is special. That's it. They started making their own holidays, and we're not allowed to participate in them. Okay, that's like a summary only. Okay, any other questions? All right, so I'm blessing you, so you be strong, and try to, if you don't know, just send me quick text, and maybe we can discuss before going into all of these events. Like, it's better to be prepared, because I know some of my students went through this, and I was invited to this and that, so I know how to deal with that. Of course, all of the situations are different, but they're still very similar. Okay, so if no questions, we stop here. No questions? Okay, no problem. Thank you. Good night.